Alright, so the gateway will now establish a communication with the IVR server, which will announce saying, welcome to voice bootcamp, press 1, 2, whatever the menu options. Now at the same time, IVR server continue to communicate with ICM. Continues to communicate with the ICM server. Okay? So that goes back to the script. Back and forth information will be sent. Now we're at this stage. Run external script. So ICM is telling the CVP or IP-IVR which scripts to execute. And whatever the name of the script you configured on those servers must be defined here. Now in UCCE, we call this network VRU script. Remember the topic I said I'll cover later yesterday? Network VRU script is a list of script name coming from the IVR server. All it is a list of script name that you configure on IVR server. And those names could be whatever the name you define. They're not hard-coded anything specific. They are whatever the script name, so whatever the file name, the name that you develop. So our case, the script name is called collect digit. Okay, now as soon as that is hit a script, it's going to open that script in UCCX server, which is available right here. See the basic queue and the collect digit? It's going to execute these scripts. Okay, I won't go into too much of UCCX script, but it says start the script, accept the call, collect digit from the user. So this statement that you see right here is going to ask the user, please enter 1 for sales, or 2 for support. Now, whatever the user entered, that information will be passed back to who?
ICM.
Back to ICM. And it does that using this command, set enterprise call info. That component is used to transfer value from one system to another system, between UCCX and ICM, or UCCX with finesse, whatever the external system is. So you collect the digit from the user, you transfer it back to UCCE. At that moment, in the property value of that whatever you collected, this is a local variable. If you guys are programmer, you know that you use variable. So if I go back here, that is the name of the local variable. This is a step that asks the caller to enter something, and then whatever they enter, you store it into this variable. Okay, whatever the user entered, you store in this variable called collect digit. Now we need to transfer value from the local variable to global variable. And that global variable is called call.caller enter digit. This is a variable being controlled by who? UCCE. That's the variable is used to transfer the information back to UCCE server. Now,
and this variable should be the same name in the UCCE?
Yes, or you can, if you want to use your own custom, you can also create that too.
But, and I have to define it in the UCCE and the
UCCE, yeah. UCCE has about 10 variables created for you. You can use them. These are some of them, or you can make your own variable.
But the same name should be in both ways.
That's correct.
From the CVP or from the UCCE?
Absolutely. All right. Now that set from the script in IVR, information get passed back to UCCE using the call.caller enter digit. Now, the script will collect the digit. CED will then be executed. CED will say, in the case of 1, go to sales. Case of 2 goes to support. So what we're doing right here is queuing a call. We realize agent was not available, we're queuing the call. Yes?
In the VRU here, the second step,
yeah.
once it's reached this step, it will open the link between the call manager to the CVP.
Well, it's going to open a link between UCCE to the CVP, and it's going to ask the call manager to divert that call to CVP.
In this link.
In this link.
That means I have to call it one time in the script.
That's right.
That's it.
Yeah.
And there is a close for it, or When the call is disconnected, it will go.
Well, when the call is connected to the agent, then UCC is out of the picture anyway.
And this link will be closed.
And it will be closed
No need
automatically.
to close it.
No.
from this.
No, it's basically transferring it.
Oh.
You're handing over the call. That's all. When the call gets connected to the agent, the IVR is out of the picture. The whole contact center is out of the picture now. Okay. Now, CED determine where the call will go. The call will come to skills group call sales. Now that again, when he hits that node, you go back to selecting target. What is my target now?
CPP, Q.
No, well, we already passed that. Right now we're saying queue the call.
Okay, agent.
The skills group. The target is the skills group, right? Target is, skills target will be skills groups, in this case sales. Every skills group have a route. That means continue transferring the data. After that, device target. Remember device target we talked about yesterday? Extension of the agent. So now, from that skills group, he's going to find out which agents are available. So let's say Marcos is available, and his extension is 2001. So system is going to look at two things. If device target is configured for 2001, it's going to return 2001 label. If device target is not configured, then it looks for something else. Agent target rule. You don't usually configure both, you only configure either one. Okay, so Cisco recommend to go use agent target rule. Okay, so the skills target will be selected, route, device target will be the actual extension of the agent. Every device target has a label, and that label is the actual extension, which is returned to who? In this case, where the who? Sorry.
I see. I will tell the call manager to.
Now here's the thing. So the device target is selected, label is returned back to ICM. See, the call goes to this guy, to the IP-IVR. IP-IVR sends the call back to the call manager, saying, hey, you need to contact, IP-IVR telling the call manager that you need to transfer this call to extension 2001. Okay? Call manager send a signal to the extension of the agent, and then gateway contacts the agent.
So at this point, there is no IVR port usage, right? The port is free.
No, because agent is available.
And at the end, the ICM just controlling, not voice signal.
No, ICM does not do any sort of RTP.
Sometimes the RTP, you need to call, the ICM need to call extension, the call manager, he has to tell the CVB or the IP-IVR to call this extension.
Exactly. At the end of the day, either cases, they all tell the call manager where to contact.
Through the CVB.
Through the CVP. Now, this is a case where agent is actually available. Because what happened, if I go back, when the call came here, when the call came to the queue to skills group, it queues the call, but realize agent is available. So if, when the call comes to the queue, and ICM realize there is an agent available, he's going to immediately try to route the call. Okay? So he goes through all this hoop loop, all this loop, to all the way to the point where the agent becomes. So when a label was returned, you notice one thing, when the label was returned, he did not send a signal back to call manager. Did it? Why not? Because IVR was in control of the call at that moment, not UCCE. The reason, so this is why it's very important. You need to, when you create an agent account, okay, if IVR was not involved at all, then UCCE returns the extension of the agent to the call manager. Okay, scenario 1, no IVR involved. Agent extension is selected, response is sent back to the call manager. But once the IVR kicks in, now the call is actually in the control of the IVR system, which is either UCCX or CVP. So in that case, CVP or IP IVR is actually the one becomes a routing client at that stage. And whoever is the routing client, the label will be returned to that. Okay? Whenever IVR gets involved, IVR becomes a routing client when an agent becomes available. So that is a very key distinction you have to make. Because if you do not ensure that both routing client is configured for the same agent extension, I'll show you an example.